I run a successful business. We have a receptionist. She answers the phone, capture video, like she means it. A few years ago, I even bought my own townhouse. Have I mentioned that I'm successful? I built this empire with my own two hands. My parents were coal miners. Okay, well, that's not true. But they were both in banking, which these days is like the same thing. My point is, from very humble beginnings, I have scraped out a livelihood. So you can imagine how pissed off I might get if someone tries to mess with my business. Are you imagining it? I do a lot of charity work. By that I mean I give a discount, sometimes a very large discount. What can I say? I'm a sucker. Exactly how much of a sucker? I'm about to tell you. I got this call. This English lady had read an article I'd written about promoting your business through video online, and she desperately needed my help. She was an orphan, and she was raising money to save the orphans. Would I be her producer? Would I be her angel? Generally, I only give a discount to certified nonprofits. Jill did not have 501c3 status yet, but she was working on it. She needed these videos now. Every day that passed, more orphans starved. Have I mentioned that I'm a sucker? The day of the studio shoot came. This was a huge production. We had 10 crew people on set and multiple staff for post-production. I had gotten a deposit, albeit a smaller one than I normally accept. I was her angel, so was willing to wait for the grant to come in to pay for the videos. I mean, what's a few days wait when orphans are starving? Now, I had been in business at this point for about 8 years. Have I mentioned that I'm successful? I had had one client go out of business without paying and another go into default, but had mostly dealt with upstanding people who cared about their company's reputation. Jill was very demanding. She called constantly, day and night, to make sure that we were on schedule. In 3 days, we uploaded over 20 videos to multiple websites. Jill was thrilled. She needed a quote on a monthly video production, Hope TV. She needed me to be her producer/angel. It felt good being an angel. And then she didn't pay. I let her know she was late, and she didn't pay. I paid thousands of dollars to the crew, well beyond the deposit money she had given me, and she didn't pay. Have I mentioned that I'm not that successful? Then my employee found something online. In an obscure post, there was an article about the notorious fraudster, Gill Hope. She had fled England and was now in America, calling herself the orphan's angel and pretending to be an orphan. I changed my tactics immediately. I still had the passwords to all the sites, so I pulled down our videos, partly because I wanted leverage and partly because I didn't want to be an accomplice in whatever her new scheme was. I went to a lawyer. He spelled it out for me. You can win in court, but you're not going to get a dime from her. Taking it to court, in his professional opinion, was a waste of money. I had no money left. I was dipping into savings just to pay my mortgage, but I'm from New Jersey. I'm an Italian from New Jersey. Walking away was not an option. My first plan was to go to her hotel room, wait for her to open the door, and then punch her in the face. But I'm a professional. So I decided to kidnap her and hold her hostage until she paid me what she owed me. She fled to LA before I could get to her. I took it to court, hoping for justice. Ultimately, this is a really long process, and what you get in the end is a piece of paper that says, hey, you're right, she owes you money. Good luck. That piece of paper was crap in the revenge department. My company had gone thousands of dollars into the hole. She nearly cost me my townhouse. She pocketed money from donations I had helped her to solicit, and she did it all in the name of a charity. Yeah, I needed more. I had this idea. I had a friend who had had his name ruined online by a pissed off ex. It wasn't me. And basically, I mean, it was a virtual attack, but it was really, really awful for him and for his business. And I knew just enough about how it was done to be able to do it myself. I set up this website, GillHopeExperiences.com. That's Jill with a G. I told my story, that's all. And I used a lot of keywords to do it. People started emailing me right away. I heard from a banker in DC whom Jill had approached for money for her charity, but not been able to produce any proof that the charity existed. I heard from a guy in LA she had hired to Photoshop her into pictures with celebrities so it looked like she knew them. I heard from a cop in Pennsylvania who had almost caught her when she went in and tried to get a fake press pass. And I heard from a couple who had leased their apartment to her, only to have to go through the really long eviction process while she squatted for months. And then a guy contacted me whose profession is search engine optimization. Apparently she screwed the wrong guy again because we combined forces. GillHopeExperiences.com moved to the top of all the search engines. My website worked too. It saved a musician from getting ripped off from her. It kept a manufacturer from donating thousands of dollars worth of cloth to her made-up orphans, and enlightened a New York City firefighter into not sharing a charity event for victims of 9/11 with her. Every time I heard from another person, I felt a thrill. I was screwing up Jill's plans. And in my own way, I was donating my services to saving the orphans. From Jill. Revenge felt sweet. The last report I heard was an article stating that the notorious fraudster, Gill Hope, had been arrested in Uganda. I like to imagine that every time Jill bangs on her prison bars, an angel gets her wings.